Okay, here's a word for the day. Zymology, the science of fermentation. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. Fermentation is the oldest food preservation technique, dating back to the Neolithic era. That sour taste that we yearn has evolved from this practice of fermentation. You know, we associate fermentation with beer, wine, yogurt, and even fruits, but not with vegetables. So let's journey there. Examples abound from around the world. German Sauerkraut, which is cabbage, Korean kimchi, miso from Japan, pickled olives and gherkins from the Mediterranean, the Chinese dandan noodles, all testimony to the deep familiarity of the ancient cultures to the goodness of vegetable fermentation.
Fermentation is basically like brewing.
So you're saying it's like making booze at home?
Yeah, it's a bit like that because it's a method to convert carbohydrates in foods to alcohol or acids. And this is what helps preserve foods. That's why the fermented foods that you just mentioned, many of them, they stay long in our homes without refrigeration. But that's in the kitchen. But the real benefit of fermentation is to our health and wellness. And this happens inside our body. We've heard of probiotics. Very simply, they infuse fermented foods with enzymes. So even before we eat them, some starches and sugars are already broken down due to these enzymes. That is a powerful way for the body to conserve energy and a cost-effective way to populate our microbiomes with the good bacteria. Another way to think about this is the stomach just did a BPO. It just outsourced the work to us, requiring us to feed it pre-fermented foods because it's easier for it to digest instead of having to force itself to ferment. Otherwise, the stomach will have to do all the work.
So, trillions of bacteria live in our intestines. But don't be grossed out. Most of them are crucial immunity builders and anti-inflammatories. Unlike processed foods, fermented foods contain live probiotics that grow diverse gut microbiome. They defend against inflammation, and they are a very delicious way actually to get in the goodness of veggies. Take sauerkraut. Fermenting that humble cabbage makes it a superbiotic. Sauerkraut is a German staple, but originated in China over 2,000 years ago. Shredded cabbage is fermented with salt and lactobacilli, which is a healthy probiotic. This aids digestion, promotes a rich and diverse gut bacteria, and just 1 cup serving of sauerkraut provides 16% of your daily value of fiber. It also gives you 34% of your daily vitamin C. I'd say now that's a pretty cool cabbage.
Hey, kimchi is no less.
True.
This Korean condiment is a gut buddy which helps fight inflammation. Just 100 grams of kimchi provides 36% of the daily value of vitamin K. It provides 16% of vitamin B6 and 14% of the iron. Or for that matter, fermented veggies in the Szechuan cuisine, the food basin of China. You know, there's one famous example, which is the pickled mustard stem, which is also known as the kohlrabi root. After salting, drying, and a chili paste rub, it's covered and allowed to breathe and ferment. The root is then chopped up and is used as a seasoning for stir fries.
Yes.
And the pickled leaves are used in the famous dandan noodles that you referred to.
Yeah, they're delicious and also super healthy. So here's my sign-off tip for today. Discover ways to give your stomach a break and feed your gut bacteria. It's quite simple. Include small quantities of pickled vegetables in your weekly diet, and you've got a happy gut. This is Meera and Ashok Vasudevan signing off. Visit paythefarmernotthepharmacy.com to find out more.